Hello there and welcome to Kind of Normal. Today we're going to be making Oobleck. If you don't know what that is, it's where you add cornstarch and water together and then it's like when you hit it, it's hard, it's a solid, but then when you just let it flow in your hands, it's like a liquid. So yeah. So it's kind of like a half and half. You can add food coloring if you want, but today we're not going to be. So
we'll go till it looks like, a round.
Oops.
Messes are just part of life. No big deal. We'll clean it up later. But it does get very much in the air. I don't know if you guys can see that on the video.
So here is the cornstarch.
Yeah.
Whoops. That.
So we'll add
A tiny bit of water. Ooh, it's bubbling. It's bubbling.
Okay, and I'll add some more water.
Yep.
So it's important to just add a little bit at a time.
Because you don't want it to be too hard or too wet.
Mm-hmm. And it's hard to mix because, like you said, if you put pressure on it, then it's hard. And when you don't put pressure, it's soft. Or it's runny.
Yeah.
So
it's not very soft.
it's hard
it's
to...
Like gooey.
Yeah, it's hard to mix in. Whoop.
It's a lot of water.
Yeah, it's a lot of water.
We have a little bit more cornstarch.
Yeah.
So.
Hopefully that's not too much water. So when you stir it, it's trying to mix it in gently, which is why we actually figured it's probably better if the kids stir.
And then we made it like a while ago. So then when we opened it to make the Oob-stacle course that we're gonna show you with this, it smelled like really old cheese and it was all bubbly and stuff and it was gross. So now we're making another one.
What we learned from that is that cornstarch and water left in an airtight container for like a week?
Yeah.
Goes bad.
Very, very bad. It's very bad.
Do you want me to take a turn stirring at all, or do you want to do all of it?
I'll do all of it.
Okay. You're doing a great job going slowly through to get it.
I keep doing that.
Yeah, it's hard on when it starts to release. That's the thing.
Because it traps your spoon in the...
Yeah. Okay, well, I'm going to stop recording and we can restart once we have it actually mixed together. Sound good? So we poured out some of the water that's got some cornstarchiness in it. But
and we're going to add it back in if we need it.
Yeah.
But...
We added all the cornstarch we have left. And hopefully...
That's enough. Hopefully.
Well, try to get it off the sides of the bowl too. That should help. I'll see if I can sweep up the bit that's on the stove. Does that seem like a good consistency now?
Yes. Because if you put your fingers in and you pull them up, it pulls up like that.
Okay.
But if you do it fast, then it doesn't get on your fingers.
Okay.
And if you do this hard, whoa, then it gets hard. But then if you let it flow, it flows.
Well, just some of it seems very flowy and some of it seems not very flowy.
Yeah, but we don't want it like water, like very flowy, or else it's not going to be fun.
Even when you do it this way, you can see the lumps in it. Is that...
Yeah. I don't know if that's normal.
Okay.
I'll try to break up the lumps.
So if we try to break up the lumps, then that should let the water get into the lumpy parts. And then it's a better... What's that? Would that be density?
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not sure either.
Okay, so here is the Oobleck and here's the Oob-stacle course. So, pour it in.
Okay, it's...
Uh-oh.
Yeah, because it's hard to see while it looks really neat going into the...
It looks like noodles when you make noodles.
It looks like noodles. Oh, and it's already going down.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's not in here yet, though.
Oh, good. Okay.
Well, now it is.
So it went through the pooper scooper looking like spaghetti. I'll put that into the
Now
bowl.
it's going down here looking like
So it spilled a little bit, but that's all right.
So now it's going down here into this. And it's going to take a little while.
So now it's going backwards, and I think now you could go forwards again.
And now it's going through here onto that.
Okay, so I'm gonna... So you watch how it's going through the basket, and I'll come down here to see how it's coming out the funnel. Drip. Drip. So there's still some going through the funnel up here. So it's taking a fairly good amount of time to go through the funnel there and down through this glass that the two glasses that we've cut and put together. And now through the hole we cut in the basket. That seems to be the hardest part. It worked pretty well when we tried it with water, but there's something on the angle that didn't quite work as well with the Oobleck. So that's an interesting thing to learn. And now we have like a pretty good stream of it, and you can hear the sound of it going through the holes of the strainer into the empty ice cream bucket.
It's not working very
Well, you know, it's not as hard to clean up as kinetic sand, so that's okay. I would imagine that it's like by weight and angle that it drops some of it. And it's it looks pretty neat how it's I'll show you after because you're focused on what you're doing to the basket, but it ends up wiggling the amount that's coming out the bottom. So that looks... You can see the whole contraption now. Funnel to cup to basket to funnel to strainer. Did it work out the way that you thought it would?
well, I didn't think it would go that slow, but besides that, yeah. Whoa.
Should we put more through, or I think is that a good amount of the experiment?
I'll put more through. But we don't need the pooper scooper.
Even though that looked very cool with the spaghetti.
Yeah.
Okay. So we'll just see if I can...
I got some on my pants.
Well, it'll wash off. It's just cornstarch and water.
Oh, it's starting to go through again now.
Whoa, look at how it's going like in waves. I'm missing the...
Yeah, because you're looking at that.
I was looking at the waves and not properly aiming for the...
Mom, there's spaghetti again coming out of here. It's on my hand.
Right. So there's clearly lumpier.
Whoa, look at that.
How it goes around your finger? I wonder if the waves are kind of made by the like pressure of the Oobleck behind it. Do you know what I mean?
No.
So because it gets hard under pressure from our hands. But there's, my hand's not touching it here, but sort of like how it was going around your finger there, if part of the waves, trying to get it to come out of the bowl, was the pressure of the gravity.
Oh, it's gonna come through again, Mom.
Okay.
Ready? Ta-da! It's ice cream. Whoa, that was cool.
And this is also why we have a cardboard box underneath. So even with a few spots,
It's worth it.
yeah.
Because there's way more spots in the cardboard box than the spots not in the cardboard box.
Yeah. And it's actually pretty easy to clean up because it responds to pressure.
So then you can just brush hard on it. I'm locking the funnel down here with my finger so that when I let it go, there's going to be a lot of it coming out.
Okay, so it's almost all out of the funnel up here, the top funnel. And it's still going down the cup. And so you're getting it into there and creating a buildup in the second funnel.
Yes, and I'm going to let it go. And it's going to go. Okay, ready?
Okay, ready.
It's slow.
Slow to get started anyway.
Oh, here it comes. It's starting to come out. It's very slow.
Oh, and that's what I mean is I think it's because of the amount of pressure of the other oobleck that's on top of it. So because the stuff that's on top of it is weighing it down, it actually creates more pressure for what's coming out.
That's why
my theory.
That's why always the bottom of the oobleck is hard when you like put your hand into it slowly. But the bottom of the oobleck, if you have it in a container, is always the hardest because all the oobleck is on top of it.
So it's all empty there. I don't think any more is really coming out there. It's just still slowly coming down. You're gathering it in your hand now?
Yeah.
And it's very lumpy coming out here and hitting the bottom. So, I think that's the end of our experiment.
Yeah.
Does it seem like a success?
Yes, because it was cool to watch.
Cool.
And it didn't explode.
Yes. A bit messy, but not exploding. Nothing broken, except for the things that we broke intentionally to make the obstacle course. I mean, Oob-stacle course.